Hello, welcome to TFT Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with Oberon and Banshee. And this is me, Oberon, with my outlook on the emotional exchanges. It's a 3-card reading that I give on Fridays. The first card is what emotion or feelings are coming to you. The second card is why is this important? And the third card is where will this lead to? And I do this for the elemental signs of the zodiac. So it's good for air signs, fire signs, water signs, and earth in that order. I top it off with an affirmation from the Universal Love Oracle. So we're going to get going. And as I mentioned, it's going to be air signs first. Air signs are Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. And I use the Modern Love Tarot by Ethany. Okay, so as I said, what emotion or feeling is coming towards you? And it's the Knight of Pentacles. And there's a sense of surety that's coming towards you. The Knight of Pentacles is sort of like deliberately, but for sure, something is coming to you. And it's obviously of the emotions, air signs. So it just feels like something has been planted in a way, and the Knight is always about movement. So I think it's really a wonderful card. I think it's saying you're moving towards whatever goals you have in an emotional setting. So if you're single and hoping to approach somebody, this is a sure sign that you are moving that way. It's not a sign or a guarantee of any kind of super immediacy. So I can't really time it. You know, a lot of times Pentacles might be given to be the winter season, but I don't want to take away from the message that it is about the surety of the outcome. So why is it important for you to know this or to feel this way? And it's the Fool. So the Fool says you are ready for this new adventure. You are ready to trust in fate and the universe to bring you towards, your goals emotionally or romantically speaking. You're just ready to have complete trust there and do that. And then finally, where will this actually lead to? Now, I suggested before it was shaping towards winter, but I have pulled the Page of Cups. And the Page of Cups, where does it lead to? Well, it probably leads to a little bit of disillusionment. It may be that what you're really looking for is not really looking for you, to put it mildly, or there's some sense that maybe from an intuitive, kind of sensitive feel that, you just sort of guessed it wrong, or you fell in love with the wrong person who wasn't really going to be able to love you back. So in that sense, when we look back at it, then maybe the Fool was kind of that sign, that this was something that maybe had a naivety about it. I'm hoping to make things a little bit better by introducing the affirmation for the air signs, the affirmation to help with the emotional situation that is presented. And so once again, I'm using the Universal Love Oracle set. I'm just going to grab one at random. Aha! It is the Goddess. This card relates to issues of creativity, intuition, reflection, and nurturing. Look at the image and note what feelings emerge. The lady in the picture has the moon reflecting behind her. The moon, being feminine in nature, constantly reflects light. She is here to remind you of your own intuitive, creative, and nurturing powers. Reflect upon the past few months. Have you lost touch with your intuitive, creative, and nurturing power? Perhaps you are not fully utilizing these energies. There is much to be gained by reconnecting with these qualities. Tap into them by connecting with the goddess that holds the essence of creation. Whether male or female, the goddess is a reflection of the beauty and power you hold within you. And that's really nice because maybe, at the end of, a situation that doesn't quite work out for you, or has some sense of maybe regrets. I don't know. I'm not going to be real, easy with that. You may look at this as an exercise in understanding that thing about nurturing your own powers of creativity and embracing that too. So I'm going to move on to the fire signs now. And fire signs are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. This one is for you. What fever are you burning? Like that old song, Midnight Fever. Midnight fever. What is coming to my friends, the fire signs? It's the world, and it's upright. And the world says that maybe you have attained or will be attaining what you really want the most in emotional relationships. That if you're seeking love, this is it. If you're hoping to take love to a higher level, or if you're hoping to find some sort of universal love, the love of family or a community or something bigger than the normal confines, this is it. You're completing this. You're looking at this perfection. Why is it important for you to understand that then? Well, it's the Five of Cups reversed. And I guess that's telling me that maybe to some degree things weren't always moving towards this happy picture. And so maybe the happy picture is moving because of the reversed Five of Cups indicates maybe healing, returning from something kind of negative, something that was hurtful. It was the realization that we had to realize we had to keep going that brought us back. That's why it's important, because we knew we had to get there, and that helped bring you there. So, where is it leading to? And it's the Six of Wands. And this is a very inclusive deck, so I love the imagery. And this is saying to be noticed for what you need to be noticed for, especially if we're talking about the ways of emotional situations, that where this whole idea of being, encouraged to move towards this ultimate realization of your emotional life in some ways, coming from maybe what you perceived as, a bad thing leading to that. You will stand out to those you need to. You will be seen. You will be seen and therefore loved. Fire signs. So what is the affirmation for the fire signs? Once again, from the Universal Love Tarot. Oh, healing sounds. I wonder. This is a family show. The lady holds a crystal sphere through which she is able to access ancient healing sounds. Our ears cannot hear the sound of our spirit that contains the resonance of ancient knowledge. The guidance coming through this card is to make you aware that much ancient knowledge from the times of Atlantis and Lemuria can be accessed through your spirit with the help of crystals and sound. In many ways, our Earth at present is similar to these ancient times. Accessing these healing sounds will help make you understand what is going on in our world in the present time. You will also help balance the Earth's energy at this important time of evolution. I don't know what specifically pertains to this other than the fact that maybe it's the clue to get there if you haven't already, that maybe working with crystals, meditations, sounds, sacred, spirit drums or things like that. And maybe that's, of course, a part of the progress towards becoming this person who stands out. So I'll just leave it at that for the fire signs, and we will now move on to the water signs. And water signs are Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. And as I usually like to say, they tend to be the most emotional, or people with significant placements in water signs on the chart, their chart. They may seem more emotional at times, or in relationship to, the particular house or sign they're in. I talk like an astrologer, but I only have a somewhat knowledge of astrology. It's probably better than average, but I'm certainly not a master astrologer. Alrighty then, so who will answer those questions for us? Water signs. What emotion or feeling is coming to you? And it's the sun reversed. And of course, the sun is never, ever, 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 ever a bad card. So even when reversed, it may be saying that, it is not as incredibly bright as it might seem to others, but for yourself, you feel that sense of success in something. Maybe you feel successful in how you approach emotional issues in your life, or what has happened emotionally in your life, whether you've begun a new, relationship, or whether, you're welcoming children into a family or things like that. It could also pertain to a love of knowledge, and that may be what you're looking at here too, is a feeling that, you're about to find out what you really love, and that it may be something to do with knowledge. So why is that important? It's the Chariot, and it's upright. And the Chariot represents how we are able to pull together with, varying factors in our emotionality, in our emotional lives. Maybe this is about, somebody who needs to figure out exactly how to control all of that stuff that's happening because of the first one, this newness and this success in, a family maybe, or something like that. So maybe this is really talking about, it's important because you need to be that one. You need to be that one doing that, to maybe showing others, what emotional things really are perfect now for you, or moving that direction. Where will this ultimately leading to? Is it leading to? It's the reverse Nine of Swords. And I think, if I'm getting the picture, there's maybe somebody that's, very close to you. They're in a community or family of some sort. And maybe you have had to use your good powers to help them through their own emotional difficulties. So, this could be like, somebody you're really close to who has suffered some loss or some situation that has sort of diminished their sunlight, but you are there for them, and you are there to help them turn around. So I think it's something like that, helping somebody with a problem. Maybe it's not super extreme, maybe it's another aspect of yourself or somebody very close to you even. But let's find out what the affirmation would tell us, and the affirmation for the water signs. This time I just pull one. It's birth. It's pretty. It looks like a phoenix or something. A nice energy, it seems. A deeper spiritual understanding is emerging within you. Through this, you will give birth to an idea or project that is dear to you. Be joyous in the knowing that this is a direct result of your efforts. The seeds you planted in seasons past have germinated and will soon bloom. Enjoy the birth of this beautiful and abundant phase. Remember to give thanks for the blessing you are about to receive. Totally beautiful. So it seems to me like you win again, you realize this vibration of love and empathy and love of knowledge or love of other things, and you're able to take control and maybe alleviate somebody's pain or suffering, and maybe a lot of that comes through the idea of birthing, like that affirmation. Beautiful. So let us finish up then with our friends, the earth signs. And earth signs are Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. I had to think about all of that for a moment. That's funny because I have a bit of Capricorn in my chart. I think Banshee has a bit of Capricorn and Taurus in her chart. But we're not talking about her. We're talking about me. So what is coming, what emotion or essence or vibration is coming to the earth signs? Uh-oh. It's death reversed. Death reversed seems to suggest that a lot of your emotional life is really kind of, it's just sort of not in a good way. It's not very movable. It has a lot of inert stuff going on. You maybe feel like you're just in a really weird part of, your romantic life or your emotional life where nothing seems to be calling to you. You don't seem to be finding yourself in the right frame of mind to carry on a relationship. If you are in a relationship, you may be really having doubts about where it's going for some reason, no matter how long it is. Maybe it just sort of seems like it's sort of on life support. So why is this important? It's important because maybe you feel something new has to happen. Whether it's starting a new relationship, there's a sense of a victory here, like really this is very important that you, the earth signs, make this accomplishment of something. It could just be removing whatever is blocking your movement towards a healthy relationship or towards a growing one. It's kind of interesting. Is it suggesting that the earth signs have to be in control for some reason? That kind of can apply in terms of some characteristics. Maybe you just feel that you have to take control of it in order to have it. So where is it leading to? Oh, I guess that's the right idea because you have the world. You sort of have a sense of like bringing order to your world, bringing control back to your world, getting yourself through some emotional doldrums of some sort, it's hard to say what this is really about, but it really feels like you just sort of need this little boost of confidence, Earth signs, to say, it's okay to achieve what you want to, because you will. You'll do really well with that. So let's take a look at your affirmation, Earth signs. Once again, turning to the Universal Love Oracle deck. Answered prayer. Huh. The universe has heard your call for assistance. Your prayers will soon be answered. Expect a pleasant surprise within the next few weeks. Continue to trust and pray, for the universe is listening, and it always answers when called. And now I'm wondering, I realize that we're on the verge of Mercury going back direct, but there's those nasty couple of weeks afterwards. In fact, since this is Friday, the 15th, I think it is going direct right about now. But that could just mean that really what you have learned is that Mercury retrograde was really bad on your emotional life for some reason. It just seemed to stifle it. And now it just seems like if you had really been earnestly wanting things to change, your prayers have been answered. And things are going to move ahead the way you want them to. No matter if you're single or already in a relationship of any sort, if you've been thinking really sincerely about where this relationship is going, no matter what kind it is, a love relationship, a relationship with your community or with people in your community, your family, you can rest assured that you are going to be able to move it the way you want to. Your prayers have been answered. So I want to thank you all for coming once again. And I'm just going to leave it at that. Don't forget to watch all of our shows. I'm going to just tag it at the end of this video, but I'll see you next week. Take care.